YouTube here on the Geek the 101 channel. It is December 22nd, 2022. That's 12222022. Enjoy it. We ain't getting that date ever again. And today we're discussing the Dragon Ball Super manga, the last chapter, along with a whole lot more. So first of all, how are y'all doing today? Let me know how y'all are. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Whatever it is that you celebrate. We're in a festive mood today, yo. Do you watch Ultra Vegito? I have no idea what that is. First of all, if you're stopping by, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Today we're going to be discussing the Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter, the latest one among other things. First of all, I want to ask y'all a question. Hold on. Oh shit, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm actually... Do I sound okay? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, good. Sorry, my thing's being a little bit weird here. Let me reload. Let me reload real quick, yo. I'm getting some trailer for Warframe. I don't know. I didn't tell it to do an ad. I don't know what's going on with this, yo. YouTube's being really weird. Hold on. Oh, okay, there. I hear myself now. Okay. I don't know what was going on, yo. But again, I hope y'all are doing good. So we're going to be discussing the newest manga chapter here. Yes, that was Blizzard. From Dragon Ball Super Broly, because there is a blizzard going on right now. There is a blizzard going on or it's about to happen this weekend in the United States. So if you're not in the United States, good for you. And if you are, and if you're in that area, prepare yourself, because that's what's going on. So once again, want to reiterate, this is the last stream of the year on this channel unless news breaks. If there's like a big news story, I'll do another stream. I may do one for New Year's, but I haven't decided yet. But we are going to be streaming on Twitch again probably tomorrow. So make sure you check me out over there on Twitch. Let me go ahead and flip on over here. Let's go ahead and examine this latest manga chapter. But we're going to bring in some people to talk to today and have a discussion about this manga chapter. So this manga chapter is okay. It's okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I think that my face is a little bit too small on the camera. Let me see if I can make that adjustment. Hang on one second. It's a little, you know what? It's not that bad. Let me make it a tiny, tiny bit bigger. Yeah, it's not that bad now that I look at it. I'm fine. So, again, I want to ask y'all, what do y'all, before we go any further, let me ask y'all, are you excited for Sandland? Are any of y'all excited for Sandland, bro? The upcoming web anime series. Not related with Dragon Ball, except that Toriyama's in charge. So what do y'all think about Sandland? Orange Piccolo would beat T.O.P. Jiren. Yeah, he would. Absolutely. Is the Dragon Ball Super manga ending? Who told you that lie? Who lied to you? Okay, we're seeing some yeses in the chat, some no's. Sandland's going to be great. I think so too, bro. I think Sandland's going to be awesome. It's not Toei. It is not Toei. And the fact that it's not Toei makes me happy. I am not a fan of Toei animation, and I haven't been for a very long time, and I really am not a fan of them lately. I'm really not, yo. We're going to delve into this chapter here. We're going to go ahead and bring on some guests so I have people to talk to. We're going to have a discussion here about the chapter. Let me put on my, of course, the headphones. Salute to you too, D-Block Diaz. Would Gohan be Frieza? Maybe. Of course, I'm taking super chat donations. And if you send in a super chat, you get your question answered by me directly. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and bring in some people. Let me bring in Isaiah and Anand. Isaiah, you're live with me. Isaiah. You're live. You fail. You gotta be ready. You've got to be ready, dude. You have got to be ready. Let's try Anand. Anand, you're live.
Yo, what's
Okay,
up?
I can hear you. Jesus. The last guy I brought in here, I was saying his name multiple times. He couldn't hear me.
Oh shit, all right.
How are you?
I'm fine, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. So let's talk about this manga chapter. The beginning of a new story arc. We found out that this chapter begins roughly 9 months before the beginning of Dragon Ball Superhero, and that this prequel arc is going to lead into the events of Superhero. And it's going to tell us how Dr. Hedo wound up in prison, anyways. But there's already people that are complaining about the fact that Dr. Hedo has a disc that says Dr. Garo, even though in the movie he is implied to not know anything, even though he does know something. I mean, it's obvious. And Trunks going Super Saiyan in this chapter bugged a lot of people because they were like, well, he didn't do it in the movie. So, what do you think about, first of all, those two criticisms so far? Do you think that's fair, or do you think people are just nitpicking?
I think there is a certain level of nitpicking though, because at least respect to these two. We can talk about other things later on. But the thing is, the first off to say that Trunks didn't go Super Saiyan against thing. The thing is that is mostly a Toei decision, and because the battle scenes, like especially for Super, Toriyama doesn't write specific action sequences like what he used to do before.
Right.
So that
He
is
doesn't draw
mostly on the
them.
Toei. Yeah, he doesn't draw them anymore. So
Right.
that is mostly a Toei decision. So the fact that even Ioku kind of clearly denotes that there is a continuity difference between the manga and the movie and anime continuity. So that okay,
Something I said years ago. I made a video called
exactly.
Dragon Ball Super Canon, and I said there's 3 canons. Once again, geekdom is right. Again and again and again. I'm sorry, Adnan, but I had to stroke my ego there. Go ahead.
Yeah, it makes sense.
This guy said
So
is the Sandland manga finished? The Sandland manga's been finished for years, dude. That's old. Anyways, go ahead.
damn, that's very wrong. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it doesn't like Toei Taro doesn't have to like stick to what Toei does. Like he doesn't like even when Dragon Ball Super the anime was running, he wasn't sticking to what Toei Animation was doing with the anime. There's some changes which he made in his own manga. So that doesn't mean that he has to follow to the T. It just has to make sure the underlying intent which Toriyama provided for the story has to stick there. That is what he has to do. Trunks not going Super Saiyan or not like doesn't change or doesn't add to any flavor for the intention or the main crux of the story. That is, he wants to go Super Saiyan. That is, up to him. But the thing is,
Yeah,
that doesn't change the
he
story at
didn't
all.
do it in the movie, so I guess people thought that they couldn't do it, but they never. And here it is. I have the panel up on screen. They never said
Right.
in the movie that Goten and Trunks couldn't do it. Why didn't they do it in the movie? My only guess is that they didn't think about it, and then they fused into Gotenks to make base Gotenks. That's my guess. And then Gotenks couldn't even transform.
Right.
Gotenks
I
couldn't
guess they were.
transform. That does not mean that Trunks and Goten couldn't.
Yeah, they were basically betting on okay, they would go straight to fusion instead of going to Super Saiyan in a sense. Maybe they would go Super Saiyan after fusing, but after they knew that okay, the fusion was a fail, probably they did not go about it. So it's not that much of a substantial part of the story, but it is what it is. But yeah.
Right. Now, what about Dr. Hedo's disc? Because to be honest with you, as much as I enjoyed the adventurous aspect of this manga chapter, I don't think I want to see this for the next like 6 months. I want the story to progress. I think that Dr. Hedo having that disc, that flash drive from his grandfather, I think that is probably going to lead into his creation of Cell Max. But what do you
Right.
think? What do you think about that?
Uh, if like I don't know if Toyotaro is like going to invent something new in the manga itself, but the thing is, yeah, if he's going to, but the thing is, we still have to know like in what position that Hedo is right now, because he said in the movie that he made Cell Max after considering what Magenta had to say. Okay, that because that was his plan to
Right, but
make.
that doesn't mean the blueprints weren't on the disc. The blueprints may have been there. He just didn't use them until he thought to use them.
You're right. So the blueprints for Cell, when like Gero was making it, that probably could be there. But he wouldn't have thought about making Silmax after, like, or using it after, like, Magenta told him, like, okay, you have to make an android which is more stronger than the gammas which you created so far, or the alpha omegas, whatever you created so far. So uh, he could have just ideas or basic points on how cell basically works on a fundamental level,
Right.
because it says confidential information, right? So it could work on a fundamental level.
But it's also weird too, Anon, because Cell Max is different from regular Cell completely. Like they aren't even bioengineered the same way. I always found that weird, man.
It is weird. No, I wouldn't say exactly it's weird or something, but the thing is, he wanted to use that as a base. Okay, use that as a base because he had to do a request. But at the same time, he wanted to make his own creation, because he told in the
Right.
movie many times that he sees himself better than his ancestral plane, so to speak. He's better than Kero or anyone who came before that. So he wanted to make something new, and that's what he thought the gammas were. Until
No,
Silmax
they
had
are. I mean, they still were new. It's just that it was a different kind of creation. It's just weird that the Cell was created totally different from Cell Max. I mean, completely different. I guess all he did was take the blueprint of what he looked like rather than actually make a new kind of thing. By the way, if you're here in the chat right now, leave a like. We got over 500 people and 225 likes, man. That's not good enough for me. Also, thank you, Ghost Embers, for your encouragement. Team Zero Gaming TZG says, why people keep saying Orange Piccolo would beat Jiren? Because he would. Shadow says, Toei gonna change your mind when Ishitani directs. No, I don't care who directs what. Toei is still a rotten fucking company. There's many problems with Toei that have nothing to do with the directors. So there you go. Anyways, Anon, so your thoughts on the chapter as a whole?
The chapter was, I mean, it's a good change of pace from what the action, the monumental action pace, arc we had before. Yeah, the Granolah arc.
Yeah, you know, I got tired of the Goku and Vegeta show, bro. I did get tired of it. I'm glad we're seeing other characters.
Yeah, a lot of fans were, and I also do like, of course, who doesn't like, to have different characters, to have the spotlight for the arc as well. That's why, like, we wanted to see Gohan and Piccolo, like, staring in the movie. So, of course, like, seeing Goten and Trunks staring in their own arc is playing superheroes, like, going off with their respective masters, like, Goten seeing for his brother, and Trunks, well, his future self saw Gohan as his master, but at least he's also seeing, present Trunks is also seeing Gohan as his, at least in some ways, mentor. So in that sense, it's good.
And that's something I don't want to see. I don't want to see Gohan yet. I do not want to see Gohan yet, bro. That they can't use him yet, in my opinion. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't think he would use him yet, because we saw in the movie that he's still, like, working on his research and stuff. So if they say that, okay, this particular prequel arc is going to focus on Trunks and Goten, Gohan would be there, but they won't be playing central at the moment for now.
Right, a cameo is fine. A cameo is fine.
Cameo, few mentions, okay, seeing what he's up to, or like kind of teasing him that he's training for his special beam cannon. That was also kind of fine, because he just mentioned in the movie that he's been training secretly. So here you can show him that he's training here, a bit here and there. So that is also fine. Like, just to basically tease for the entire thing. So, yeah, in terms of the chapter, it is pretty. I actually like it a lot, because I told you in many streams, right? I do like the whole slice of life elements, especially for the Saiyaman arc. I actually like that a lot. So seeing back again in different ways. Of course, it's not the copy paste, but since it's different ways, it's still kind of refreshing to see, how Goten and Trunks, play on with their superhero hats. I mentioned in the previous stream before how it kind of makes sense and where they come from, because both of them like to be superheroes, because they mentioned their desire. Like, when they saw Gohan in that same uniform, Trunks didn't like it that much, but he thought the idea of playing superhero was cool.
Yeah, Goten thought Western superhero.
The Western superheroes, right. Exactly. Because as Trunks have been growing up in a sort of Western household in a sense, because both their parents have been scientists. Rich boys, exactly.
Rich boy.
So he would have seen a lot of these, superhero cartoons and all this kind of stuff. So it makes sense for him to
Did you have any
be attracted.
problems with the chapter?
Not exactly, I would
I mean,
say,
the
because
Trunks and my thing, which I know you and I disagreed on, I
yeah,
can't stand it. I think it's played out. I think the joke, it's not just weird, it's just played out. Like, it doesn't make sense to me as to why Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, who are close to Bulma, are not wishing to be an adult again. We now know for sure that Bulma has used those balls to make herself younger looking and prettier and give her a big ass and big eyelashes throughout the years. Why haven't they said, hey, can I have one wish for us so we can become normal age again? Because I don't know why they would enjoy being children again. That's number one. Number two, it continues this Trunks and Mai storyline. How could Bulma be okay with them dating if Bulma knows that Mai's older than her? There's just a lot of weird things about this storyline that are unnecessary that I think need to end. That was my biggest issue with this chapter, as well as the way they wrote Trunks not understanding computers and being afraid of ghosts. And people try to justify it and all that. I don't care. I don't like it. If you like it, cool, that's fine. You have a right to your opinion. I think it's dumb that Trunks, being the grandson of Dr. Brief and the son of Bulma, two of the smartest people in the universe, don't know how to use computers. That doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. It's bad Toyotaro writing, I'm sorry to say, but it's not characteristic of who Trunks is. My opinion only.
yeah, that I totally understand, of course. But the thing is, I think it's kind of funny from where Trunks is coming from, in a sense, because he,
Bro,
okay, even from the
this
beginning.
guy said I want a threesome with Bulma and Mai. You and Bulma and Mai, or Trunks and Bulma and Mai? Because that's creepy. That's really creepy. I thought you were talking about Trunks and Bulma and Mai. Anyways, go ahead. You were saying?
The thing is, Trunks not getting that much knowledge with computers. The thing is, I think he's kind of like saying, okay, he's not interested on the detailed part of it, because we see, like, in the end of Z, like, he literally drives a plane, leaves a plane, in the sense he knows how the thing kind of works. But in terms of what his mom does, like, in terms of full details wise, I don't think he's up to that level, probably. But
Black
at
McBain is
least,
right. It's corny. That's exactly how I feel. It's just corny. That's the word I wanted to use. Go ahead.
I just got, okay, from my perspective, I just feel that it is too much of a nitpicking, at least to not you specifically, but like to many fans, at least
I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever. It's just annoying to me. It's irritating. I'm done with it. I'm over it. That's what I'm saying.
right. But yeah, like, each of these characters, at least they have their own personalities, in a sense. Like,
Right.
for example, when it says, like, okay, Trunks has this kind of a quirkiness, in a sense. Okay, he doesn't like ghosts. Like, it's kind of normal, because he's also part human, in a sense. So he's also kind of going into. He's also like us. He's also like fear of the unknown. He doesn't want to take too much of risk and stuff like that. In that sense, like, he has his own quirkiness, and this is understandable as his character, because you want to progress in a way that is, yeah, specific to that character, in a sense. Goten as well. It is. I think the whole bouncing back. Okay, I think Toriyama was playing opposites between Goten and Trunks in that sense, because Goten was raised in a household which has not. They don't have the much tech or anything, but Trunks has.
Right.
So
There you
because
go.
yeah, because Toriyama likes to play opposites in his.
We don't even
yeah,
know if Toriyama. I just want to say we don't even know what Toriyama's input is on this yet. Toyotaro has not revealed if he's writing this or if it's Toyotaro writing it. We don't know much at all about who's writing this. This could all be Toyotaro for all we know. There's no definitive information on that yet.
You don't exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Toriyama's involved, because the kind of humor that plays out in the series, which is just like the Saiyaman arc and all those dating aspects, is kind of like him. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, in a sense. So yeah, it's just Toriyama's.
Those were my only real nitpicks, bro. Like I didn't hate the chapter at all. It was a good restart. It was a good sort of paving the foundation of where we're going. Those are just my issues. It was those two things. The trunk stuff was, I think, the worst stuff of this chapter. Everything else I was fine with.
Yeah, it was just a fun chapter, which was like, basically exploring the lives of these two guys who because they're going to be Earth's futures, like the leaders of the Earth's future warriors, right? Because Goku and Vegeta are going to be multiversal. They have to handle threats which is threatening the whole universe or multiverses. These guys can, handle, like, at least for now, Earth level dangers are slightly more than that after going forward. But so
There's
it's just
Go ahead, go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
so exploring these characters live, I think that it has a purpose in the sense that, okay, some people kind of argue like, okay, will Trunks and Goten, like, their spotlight in the manga is going to stop here, like, or is going to continue up there. So I think the authors do have a plan in terms of these characters like having specific roles within the within these areas, like Goku and Vegeta higher levels, and these guys on their levels. So that it seems dynamic. It doesn't seem like, okay, it's only the, as you said, it's not only the Goku Vegeta show. It's not always the higher stakes, but also these other characters who have their own lives and everything. So it's best of both worlds for me in that sense. So
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. I just feel like, well, let me ask. Well, actually, I'm going to bring in Jordan here and then Gaming Hub UK to get everybody's thoughts. But I want to start with you. I'm going to put you back in the other room here in just a moment. But I want to ask you now, looking at what we've seen in this chapter, how long do you think it'll take before we get to the actual events in Superhero? Is it going to be 4 chapters, 6 chapters? I can't imagine it being too much. I can't imagine this being a year-long angle before the superhero stuff.
they did say that, yeah, these events are going to lead up to some parts of the adaptation of Super. So
Superhero, you mean?
superhero. So, okay, prequel arcs. This is never been okay. These kind of this prequel arc has never been in Dragon Ball. We haven't seen this in Dragon Ball at
No,
all.
we
So it's
haven't,
a
but,
new,
it's interesting because it's actually an interquel. Because Dragon Ball
right.
Super, so Dragon Ball Super is an interquel. It takes place during the 10-year time skip. This is an interquel within an interquel. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of cool how because it's in between Granolah and Superhero. So it's an interquel. It's a prequel, but it's also an interquel within an interquel, bro, which is wild.
Yeah. The thing is, I think the goal for Toyotaro and Toriyama for this arc specifically is not only to flesh out the new characters, but also to set up what was stated in the movie as well. For example, the whole thing of Piccolo achieving his new forms, or Broly going to
Well,
Frieza's planet and train,
I'm
and
gonna
all.
talk about the Broly thing in a minute, but the Piccolo stuff shouldn't even matter because that gets set up in the movie itself. There's nothing more they could add to it. You know what I mean? I don't know what else they could add to it.
That's true. Like, it just okay. They also showed Piccolo kind of training before that, but yeah, just a little bit like it's creating a sense of foreshadowing for these kind of maneuvers with what's happened in the movie, so that it doesn't seem too like off the mark or like so out of nowhere. So I think this is also one.
It's also connecting Granolah to Superhero.
Exactly.
That's
Because
what I've been trying to say. I mean, I've been telling people that. That's what it's supposed to. That's what the purpose is.
I think that is why even Ioku, when he said in that panel for Superhero, he said that, when someone asked him this question, like where is Superhero stated, like where does it take place in the timeline? It is after the Granolah arc, before that. And he said, like, if I had to answer that question, that involves spoilers. So
Right.
he probably had the idea.
Because at that time, the Granolah arc was not finished yet. Makes sense.
Exactly.
I said it when that happened. I was like, that makes perfect sense. He doesn't want to spoil whatever happens in the Granolah arc.
Exactly. And plus, he probably had the idea that, okay, this arc in the manga is also going to follow suit. So then the answers will probably come up. So I guess in this arcs, and there's probably more, we're going to see a lot more answers than, questions, in a sense, like answers to what the questions that was kind of put up by the fans while seeing the movie as well. So that is what I think Ioku has this, the idea for putting the prequel superhero arc, like, before. Because for the Broly movie, they haven't done that. Just like,
There's no need to.
Few
though.
panels.
Yeah, there's no need.
Exactly.
To.
So I think this is all for, making sure that it all fits within the continuity that we are kind of familiar with, answers a bunch of questions that we're having for the movie. So I think it's all a setup for that.
Okay, I got to put you back in the other room, but thanks for hanging out with us tonight, bro.
Yep. Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course. All right, we're gonna bring in a couple more people. First, I want to get to some of these super chat questions, okay? Because I'm starting to get super chat questions. So Justin Sullivan says, "Salutations, Danny boy. I have a question for you. In your personal opinion, what would you think about Corey Burton voicing Moro? This is the guy I nominated to voice him. So I do not know who Corey Burton is. I haven't heard him, but what we're gonna do right now on the stream is we're gonna listen to a little bit of Corey Burton, and let's see if he would be a good Moro. I want to see what you guys think." In the chat, do you think this guy is a good Moro or not? Because I've never heard his voice before, so let's see. Let's see what he's got. I don't know what to expect here.
Corey Burton, an actor that continues to impress me with the wide range of voices he can produce. I mean, seriously.
Okay, let's get to the voices, bro. I don't need an introduction.
Cannot keep me at bay. Why would you want to? I am,
Brainiac.
after all, such an integral part of who you are. Then why, Brainiac 5, are you so afraid you...
Just stop me now. Before this day is through, I'll transform New York City.
This is old school, bro. I thought this guy was a new actor. He's definitely got some range.
Projectiles ready. Fire!
Now that the Joes are preoccupied, coordinates 975.6 vertical.
I could see that being Moro. I could see it. It's not. I prefer somebody like Peter Cullen, but Peter Cullen's old as shit, so.
Megatron, this is Shockwave. Do you read me?
Look, this guy's done Transformers, bro. Speaking of Peter Cullen, this dude ain't gonna be cheap.
Come in, Megatron.
With the wrong Mexican. Action, suspense,
Wait, he does the fucking trailer voice for this?
emotion. If you're gonna hire Machete. Argument to your failure.
Okay, I like Corey Burton a lot for Moro. I do. Here's the problem. He's way too fucking expensive. I think he's way too expensive, yo. Because if he's done all these projects, I think he's way too expensive. Let me go ahead and bring Jordan in. Jordan, you're live. Jordan.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so we're talking about the chapter. Well, first, I actually want to look at the poll that I put up on the community tab of Geek the 101. We only got 14,000 votes, but that's okay because it was right after the chapter. So I asked you guys, I said, what are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 88? Please vote. And the categories were, I loved it, it was fine for what it was, it bored me, and I hated it. So 55% of people said it was fine for what it was. That's the winner, which means that people were okay with it, but they didn't really love it. Now, I kind of feel the same way. I think Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 88 was fine as far as it being different from the previous chapters, and it did some fun stuff. However, I don't think this chapter and this arc is going to change Superhero. I think you could have never done this and Superhero would have still stood the test of time. I don't think this is necessary.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I'm not hating it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I don't think it's necessary to set up the superhero events because Dr. Hedo opens the film being imprisoned. And the movie tells you he gets imprisoned because he makes these like Walking Dead, literally these zombie android hybrid things, right? So that's enough information. As an audience, we don't need to actually see how he got arrested. It's cool, but it's not necessary. To me, Jordan, I think the most interesting thing about this story arc, for me, only my opinion, I want to know what the people think, is going to be how they recruit Broly and what they do with Broly. I'm more interested.
That would be nice. Yeah.
I am more interested in finding that out more than the Goten and Trunks thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, we are just coming off of a arc about like God techniques, the strongest in the universe.
Well, it's not even about power. It's just these Earth events aren't
well,
that.
I mean, it's higher stake. There's no stakes here. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's really going to happen? Capsule Corp's going to lose some money over some Capsule Corp bots. You know what I mean? Like, there's really there's really no huge stakes. But I will say, I know some people had some issues with Goten and Trunks' characterization, but one thing I really like about how they characterize Trunks and Goten here is the way they expanded on their motivation as heroes at the very beginning of the manga chapter, because Trunks basically says that, and this is like right next to the panel where he says that he doesn't like computers or whatever. A lot of people like kind of focused on that rather than like Trunks talking about his motivation. And I thought what Trunks said about his motivation was very interesting, because he essentially said that he wanted to take out bad guys in style, and that's essentially his motivation. It's similar to Goku, where he just wants to fight strong guys, but it's almost as if Trunks like has this desire to fight strong, evil people, and like that's a cool aspect of his character, and it kind of explains why he doesn't necessarily like to use computers, because it seems like he just finds it boring. You know what I mean? I actually think Trunks is pretty intelligent. As a matter of fact, he's the one that suggests getting the watches made for their outfit, similar to Bulma in Dragon Ball Z. I actually think that he's pretty intelligent. I just think that he's spoiled, so he basically only does what he wants to do. So he's only interested in just like fighting bad guys and having fun because he's in a position to where he can do that. I think he's just very like selfish in that sense. Like he only wants to do what he wants to do. Whereas Goten, and I actually really liked Goten's motivation more, he said that he wanted a peaceful world. And I thought that was a really cool line from Goten, because it really goes to show the difference between the motivations between the two different characters and why they're both superheroes.
That was interesting. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and to me, I think all of that stems back to Buu Saga. I think that all of that goes all the way back to whenever Goten and Trunks had the fate of the Earth put on their shoulders at a very young age.
Yep.
And
now Trunks is afraid of ghosts. He was going face to face with Majin Buu, and now he's afraid of ghosts. Stupid.
Well, I mean, I had the total opposite reaction, because to me, it's sort of like he said, it's like Batman using bats to like, scare their opponent.
I mean, that's good headcanon, bro. I just think it's still pretty dumb.
Well, I mean, Trunks has consistently enlists, at least under Toei, like whenever Trunks makes an appearance in like the Toei films and stuff like that, he's always scared of shit. Like they play on that a lot
but they're older now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But like they've been playing on that for a long time. I think this characterization is pretty consistent with what they've done with this to a degree. I do think there's a few inconsistencies, but to a degree, I think that this characterization is pretty consistent with what we've seen build up in Dragon Ball Super specifically. Because in Dragon Ball Z, we didn't get much other than them having to deal with Buu. But the way that they've characterized Goten and Trunks in the Dragon Ball Super anime, this sort of lines up with what they want to do, or what they've suggested they want to do with the characters going forward. But I think one thing a lot of people haven't really talked about, just because it's one page, and I can understand why people sort of look over it, is the parallel between Frieza and Vegeta and Beerus and Goku.
Hold on.
So, like,
before we get to that, hold on, Jordan. Hold your thought for just a minute, because you're giving us an info dump here. Hold on 1 second. We're going to get to that next. Let me address some things in the chat. First of all, there's no way we're going to get Frank Welker or Seth MacFarlane or Clancy Brown in Dragon Ball. They're way out of Funimation's price range. Even though it's Sony, the only way we'll ever get an voice actor of that magnitude is if it's for a movie. We're never going to get them in the TV series. They're way too expensive. So here's something. This guy in the chat says, I think that Black Frieza will kill Broly since he's not around in the end of Z. So why would Broly be around in the end of Z if he doesn't live on Earth? Like, that's... By that logic, Black Frieza will kill Beerus and Whis. Some of y'all need to think before you type, dude. Hold on. Some of y'all need to think before you type, because y'all come up with these theories without even thinking it through. That's something that's been frustrating me as a Dragon Ball creator for the last 7 years. People have these theories, right? Hey, Geekdom, I have a theory. And the theory is so stupid and not well thought out. Why would Broly be at a tournament at the end of Z if he lives on Vampa? How does that make any sense? Like, logically, the idea behind a theory scientifically is you have an idea, then you try to debunk your own idea with facts, and if you can do it, it ain't that good of a theory. Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro.
Right.
And yes, I know Crunchyroll it's from Crunchyroll and not Funimation. I know that, bro. I knew about it before you did. Point is that if Black Frieza kills Broly, yes, that would be a shocking event, but it won't have anything to do with the end of Z. Also, We got 341 likes. Come on, man, leave a like. Let me get this question out of the way. Mecha J says, Trunks, where's the Ghostbuster when you need him? Right, as Trunks says, Star Blast Studios, the case with the CD could change. Perhaps the disc can get damaged and Cell Max could be reminiscent of the data that Hedo was able to salvage. That's a good point. That could be the case too. Itchy Ball 69. Why doesn't Granolah just wish the Super Dragon Balls to reverse the effects of the aging wish? Looking forward to the Androids video coming out this Xmas Eve. Yes, Androids Explains coming out in 2 days on Saturday. It's over an hour long, so definitely remember to watch that. To answer the question from Itchy Ball 69, I don't think Granolah knows about the Super Dragon Balls. That's why, like, Granolah does not use the Super Dragon Balls because he doesn't know. So there you go.
Right. And the dragon's not consistent either. The dragons are never consistent. If you remember, Shenron straight up refused to fix Android 18 and 17, and that seems like something that should be possible, but he was just like, nah, I can't do that.
Well,
so,
the Super Dragon Balls could.
Yeah, but he said wish the Super Dragon Ball's there. You never know with Dragon Ball. Like, Tarambo could be like, I can't do that. I'm not bringing the Super Dragon Ball here.
Right.
Balls here. Like, it's not consistent.
I will say this,
but
I will say this going into the topic that we're about to go into with you here in a minute. I do think that we will have Black Frieza versus Broly at some point. I'm just not sure if Black Frieza will actually be the one to kill him, even though that would be cool. I think what should happen is whenever Black Frieza and Broly goes face to face, I think somebody should tell Broly that he's the one that killed his father. And then we may see Broly rage and tap into some real serious power. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see that, leave a comment in the chat right now, bro. Leave a comment in the chat right now if you want to see that. AB says, do you think that there's a chance that Black Frieza arc fight comes after End of Z? I said that last stream. Continue the great work. Enjoy the holidays. Yes, I think Black Frieza is probably going to be after the End of Z, but I don't know for sure. So what were you saying, Jordan?
Oh, I've always thought it would be interesting if Frieza tried to pull a fast one and say that Goku killed Paragus, because if you remember, he just said, "Oh, he got killed by a stray energy blast." I just think it'd be interesting if he was like, it was Goku's energy blast. You know what I mean? And like that's his right his play in terms of trying to
he thought it was Broly powering up, but he basically blamed Broly for it. So, I'm going to ask you this question because somebody asked me. They're asking, how long do you think this Goten and Trunks thing is going to be going on before the superhero stuff actually is adapted? Look, I'm going to guess 5 months. That's my guess. I could be wrong. I think by April or May of next year, we're already going to be in the superhero part of the story. Could be wrong on that. It could be longer. What do you think?
I think that's a good guess. But
hold on. One more thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you. This guy said Trunks being scared of ghosts isn't dumb in my opinion. Even Vegeta was scared of worms. No, Vegeta was not scared of worms. That's from the dub. Maybe you should do what I've been telling you to do for fucking 7 years and watch it in Japanese so you'd know the real Dragon Ball story and not the stupid kiddie version that you grew up with, because Vegeta's not scared of worms. It's only in the dub. Go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, I was just gonna say.
I hate when someone brings up the dub, bro. Like, oh well, Goku said this, and I'm like, no, that was in the dub. Like, get off my dick. We don't count the dub in this stream, dude. The dub is nothing to me. Go ahead, bro.
Right, but I was just gonna say, just based on the fact that Hedo has already found the patch leading him to the school and all that stuff, I just don't. Like, I guess there is a lot more they could do. They could expand on Goten's home life, which I think that's what they're going to do next. I think the next chapter, since this was a Trunks centered chapter, I'm pretty sure the next chapter is going to be centered around Goten's home life. So, like, it could be 5 months. It could be 3 months. You know what I mean? But I think 5 months is, like, a good guess.
That's my guess, yeah. Okay, Justin Sullivan with a very generous super chat, bro. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much. These people are fucking getting banned, bro. Don't tell me I'm being rude, bro. They're saying I'm being rude when I was just being me, dude. Dude, if you're gonna call me rude, you're getting banned, bro. You're just gonna get banned because I'm not gonna put up with that tonight, bro. If he can't handle me being sarcastic, bro, then he's a pussy. I don't even want him here. We don't fucking deal with this shit, bro. Stop being a fucking snowflake. I know that there's blizzards going on. Stop being a fucking snowflake for once.
The blizzards.
You know?
Yep.
Like the snowflakes, bro. Like I don't want my audience to be filled with snowflakes, bro. Like if you are a viewer of Geekdom 101 and you're a snowflake, go watch someone else, bro. I don't want you here. Like I really don't. We ain't doing no fucking snowflake shit. Okay, Justin Sullivan says, okay, here we go again. Now for the English dub of Dragon Ball Super, I think that for Granola's voice, I think it should be Yuri Lowenthal, Sasuke from Naruto, Ben Tennyson from Ben 10, Alien Force, and Spider-Man from the 2018 video game.
I've heard that a lot.
I've heard that too. I actually like that guy's voice a lot. So you think you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because I mean, Granolah is kind of an emo kid, so I mean, it lines up.
Right. No, I mean, he is, and that guy's a good voice actor. Do y'all think that guy would be a good Granolah? Let me know in the chat if y'all agree with that. AB says, do you think Saiyaman costume resembles Mega Man and Saiyaman X1 is an homage to Mega Man X1? Possibly. Rockman is a big game in Japan, so I could definitely see that being the case.
It looks very Mega Man-esque.
Right, it definitely
especially
does.
The helmets. Yeah.
Yes, no snowflakes, exactly, bro. Anyways, these people are saying if you're a snowflake, go listen to the Wu-Tang Clan or whatever. I agree with that, bro. Okay, anyways, next question. My only problem with the disc is Trunks and Goten looked shocked when they saw Cell Max, so does that mean they never looked at what was on the disc? Possibly. I think the next chapter is going to go into that a little bit more. I think so. And then Memento Mori, I get that reference. Goku scared of needles, what's the difference? That was only in the anime, not in the manga. I don't remember him ever being afraid of needles in the manga. See, everybody brings up the needles and the worms, and it's like...
Well, even so, that would just be Toei filler. Anyway.
Not to mention,
even, like,
not to mention that Trunks being afraid of ghosts is literally stupid because Trunks creates ghosts with Gotenks. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, but that's a different person. Gotenks.
I understand that, but I don't like it. Like people need to understand. I don't give a fuck if you like it.
Yeah, you can.
Like
you can
that's fine.
Like
you can like it if you want to. I don't. Like that's it. You ain't gonna change your mind on that shit. I don't care. I don't care if Goku's afraid of fucking getting a dick up his ass. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like fucking. I don't like it, bro. It is what it is. Hey, geekdom. Right. But you don't like Dark Phoenix? Well, if you watch it this way, no, I don't like. Same thing with you, Jordan. You're telling me you like the Granolah arc. I didn't like it. It's just how it is.
Well, yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes, man.
It's just how it goes, man. And I didn't hate the chapter. I did not hate this chapter. I just didn't like that aspect of it.
Yeah, you would rather Trunks be you want Trunks to be like tough, which I understand. There's nothing wrong with that.
This guy said, okay, so Rari2XX says you don't count the dub. What you mean? What I mean is I don't count the dub. I don't know how much more information you need from that. Either way, I don't have a problem with it, but I respect your opinion. Been watching it for 2 years. Well, if you've only seen Dragon Ball dub, you've never seen Dragon Ball. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And you can argue it all you want to, but it's the fact. Sorry. Anthony Perry JP, do you think Superhero ruined the tension for the Black Frieza arc since the Gammas, Piccolo, and Gohan are way stronger than Granolah arc characters? We don't know 100% if they are stronger, but did it ruin the tension for the Black Frieza arc? I don't know about that because we haven't gotten to the Black Frieza arc yet, so I can't answer that. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, look, and that kind of brings me back to what I was started to say earlier. Like, look at the way Goku and Beerus are hanging out, and look at the way Vegeta is focusing on Frieza. They could very, very well be, because they love to do this. They love to like move multiple characters and have multiple characters play a role at the same time. I mean, you can see that specifically in the last arc. But like, there could be something coming big coming between Goku and Beerus and Vegeta and Frieza as well. I don't think it was a coincidence that they showed those two characters together, in split panels like that. I think there's probably.
Go ahead.
I think there's something big coming.
No, I think there's. I definitely there's something big coming. So okay, look at this right here. Geekdom, you're being kind of jerkish. Why? Because I have an opinion and I stick to it. Are you that much of a snowflake that you think I'm being a jerk? How am I being a jerk? I don't like that aspect of the manga chapter, and
He's
I told
literally
you why.
just expressing his opinion. That's
I'm
literally all
literally
he's doing.
expressing my opinion. I'm being a jerk, bro. Please, I'm
No.
begging you. I'm begging you. Stop being a goddamn snowflake. If you like the manga chapter, and I liked it too. If you like the trunk shit, you know what? I respect your opinion. But don't sit there and fucking be like, "Oh, you're being a jerk." It's my fucking opinion, bro. Please stop being a snowflake. Go outside, get a job. Like, fuck, it's just annoying. How am I being a jerk if I'm giving you my opinion? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like, Jesus. Huh?
People are just ridiculously sensitive.
They're so sensitive over a fucking cartoon. All right, so Anthony Perry JP. No, I already answered his. Jeremiah Hembry says, even though I like the dub, I think the sub's a lot better because you can understand what they're saying. The only reason I watch the dub is to get accurate names. But the dub doesn't have accurate names. That's the problem. Special Beam Cannon is not, is not fucking the right name. Destructo Disc is not the right name either. Like, that's the wrong reason to watch the dub. What about this one, Jordan? It's when you ask this. It's when people ask sincere questions, you're condescending to them. How am I condescending? Jordan, please tell me how I've been condescending.
I mean, I don't think you've been condescending, but I mean, you also have to look at it from Danny's perspective. He is asked these questions 24/7, and they're ridiculous questions in most cases. So imagine this was your job, and you had somebody asking you ridiculous questions every time you go live. It would get old. It's
old, bro, and it's old dealing with snowflakes like this guy right here. Did you just call Dragon Ball a cartoon? Yes, Dragon Ball is a cartoon, bro. If you're gonna sit there and pull the fucking, no, it's an anime, you need a fucking girlfriend, bro. You need a fucking girlfriend. The people who support you, you're being a jerk to. How am I being? You know what? I'm done. We're gonna answer the super chats and I'm gonna be done with this fucking stream, bro. I'm not putting up with this shit, bro. I ain't putting up with snowflakes tonight. I'm not in the mood. I am not in the fucking mood for this snowflake shit. I haven't been a jerk to anyone, bro. I have. Why? Because I'm fucking like.
I think so. I think a lot of people in the chat notice that. I think there's just a select few who are triggered.
I'm gonna end the stream, dude. Like, I don't even want to be here because I don't want to deal with whininess, bro. Like,
I don't blame you, man.
I am. It's fucking almost Christmas. Like, I'm so done with dealing with whininess, bro. Like, fuck. The whininess, dude. I haven't been rude to anyone, dog. I just said stop watching the dub. And these fucking guys, oh, you're being a jerk. How? Anyways.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, bro. It's just annoying.
I
snowflakes are
man.
annoying as fuck, bro. They're so fucking annoying. All right, so this could be my last question, but for the heaters, I'm struggling to find a voice for most of them. But this is also just Sullivan. But there's one exception. I think Gas should be voiced Sam Witwer, Darth Maul. I know who Sam Witwer is. He's good, but I don't know. I feel like he's kind of out of Dragon Ball's league. You know?
Yeah, I think that's pretty common. A lot of people think up voices that they will never hire.
No, I mean,
they will never hire.
He's a very talented voice actor. I just don't know. All right, let's go back to the beginning here. You were saying hold on. We have two more. Okay, wait. Let me get to these last super chats, Jordan. Then we're gonna get to your topic. Hold on a minute here. Okay. Rory said, what's ironic is I watch all of Super and Sub and it was great. Masako's the GOAT, but Geekdom isn't being a jerk. Y'all bugging. People can disagree. Yeah, I know I'm not being a jerk, bro. They're just being whiny. Squid Man, and it's not everyone, it's just a few people. And I don't have any mods around, so I have to ban them myself, bro. Like, fuck, I hate this. I hate not having any mods around. Make me a bot mod so I can ban all those snowflakes. No, I'm not doing that, bro, but that is funny. Squidman says, honestly, I'm so done with Dragon Ball with this Trunks and my crap. It ruined all of Dragon Ball for me. I wouldn't go that far. It's just annoying. What do you think?
I think people need to go back and read Dragon Ball Z because Panchi literally tried to take Goku out on a date as soon as he was old enough to
Oh
take him
yeah,
out. So
she's
this
always
is
been
not
extra
new to
horny.
Dragon Ball, bro. This is
She's-
not true. If this ruins Dragon Ball for you, then there's no way you could have read Dragon Ball Z.
Right, but or Dragon Ball, but the issue with that is, I mean, you're right, but the issue with that is the whole Mai being way older than Kid Trunks.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand that people have an issue with her like being more mature in terms of her mind, but she's not reciprocating Trunks being an immature little boy with a crush. You know what I mean? She's in no way interested. So she's obviously matured in more than one way. So I wouldn't freak out too much about it.
It's just annoying to me. It's a storyline that I think is played out. So Julio Perales says, "Does Goten have more potential than Gohan because of how early he achieved Super Saiyan? Same with present Trunks and future Trunks." Possibly. It all goes down to that whole S cells thing. It just depends on that. What do you think about that? I don't know about more potential. I would say equal. What do you think?
I mean, they were called super prodigies. So I don't know. Take that as you will. I mean, it is Dragon Ball, and it seems like the power is just like the level of power just keeps going up and up and up and up. So I wouldn't be shocked at all. You know.
Right. So okay, now Mecha J. Wait, hold on. I'm in the wrong. I'm sorry. Julio. Wait. Oh no, I already answered his. Okay, I'm getting a lot of these, y'all. So I'm gonna answer your questions here in a minute. All right, just bear with me for 1 second. Mecha J says, Geekdom wanted to know if you see the fan series Dragon Ball Deliverance. It currently has 4 episodes and the animation looks incredible. The recent episodes even expands the lore of the Namekians. I have not seen it. I've had a lot of people tell me to see it, but I haven't even seen 1 episode. So
right,
it is what it is. AB, not Dragon Ball, but Rurouni Kenshin was a huge Toonami hit. I know, I remember seeing it. Any excitement for the reboot? See the trailer, could play it in the stream or do a live reaction. I'm not gonna play it in the stream for copyright reasons, but when it comes to the Kenshin reboot, it does look good. I'm surprised they did it considering that wasn't the creator of Kenshin busted on some like underage child shit?
I think so. Yeah,
that's
I think
weird.
I remember.
I thought they were going to erase that from history, bro, because of that guy.
I mean, if a company owns the creative rights to something, in most cases they just say, "Hey, that guy's not a part of this anymore. We're going to sell it anyway." Like that's normally how it goes, especially in Japan.
Right. It's weird, man. So, well, I mean, I look forward to it. I hope it's good. N. Simmons says, if you enjoy the dub, that's fine, but it has made huge errors actually wrong to the story of Dragon Ball. Simple as that. Right. Andres Perez, interested on Trunks and Goten dating life from the end of Z. Don't remember if it was just dubbed. Goten had a date at the end of Z. It was discussed in the anime. And in GT, he becomes this like horny guy. And I actually like that for Trunks. I'm sorry, for Goten, but I don't know if they're going to keep that going or not. I have no idea.
Right.
So.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on. What is this? Were you serious about your tweet that Dragon Ball is dead for you? If so, why just about all your content's covering it? When did I ever say Dragon Ball was dead to me? Dragon Ball ended in 1995. This is all extra shit. I don't think
that doesn't mean,
It doesn't mean that I'm not going to cover it, bro. Why am I covering it? It's my fucking job, bro. Like... We got a special special fucking group of people tonight, bro. All right, Big MGM. I know I'm wrong, but I call it special beam cannon. Just grew up that way, but canon wise, I know it's wrong. Yeah, it is wrong. And you also spelled canon wrong the second time. It's one N, but yeah, this doesn't matter. It's not even a big deal. Goth the Blamma plays with a $5 holla. Thank you. I didn't even get any any question from him. So it is what it is. Okay, Jordan, let's get back to what you're talking about. The Black Frieza thing with Vegeta. Tell me what you want to talk about with that, because I was actually curious.
Well,
because to be honest, this is all I care about. I care about Black Frieza and Broly more than the stuff on Earth right now.
No, I totally get it. Well, look, I'll say, before I get into the Black Frieza stuff and the Beerus Goku, I will say that the thing I enjoyed about this chapter overall is that it's sort of a fucking, like, Where's Waldo of references. It does sort of heavily rely on like referencing previous material from the Boo saga to all the way to the Pilaf era.
Right.
But to me, due to the fact that I'm like an old school fan and I've been reading since the very beginning, like just seeing that stuff, like
Well,
one
it
thing
also
that I
references like Western hero stuff too, like Spider-Man,
that's
things
true.
like that.
One thing I really liked about this chapter was normally Goku is the guy who has a effect on the villains. Normally he's the guy that like changes how the villains are. And in this case, this is the first time ever where we've seen Bulma do that with a set of villains, and that was the Pilaf gang. The Pilaf gang has been heavily influenced by Bulma. You've got all of them are more interested in working on technology. They've all changed a lot since their previous lifetime. So I actually really enjoyed seeing the effect that Bulma had on the Pilaf gang because they have a lot of history, and I actually think that Bulma is starting to recognize that they are the Pilaf gang because there was
How does she not recognize? That's the weird thing. These aren't like
they're older now. You know what I mean?
But the same people. You can't tell. It's like the whole thing where like in Sailor Moon, like she looks when she's in her base form, when she's like Usagi or Serena or whatever, they can't tell it's Sailor Moon. It's one of those wacky. I'm not mad about it. It's just she should know by now. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think she does because she called Pilaf out on trying to make a nasty wish. Like why would she think Pilaf is going to make a nasty wish if she just thinks that he's some guy that she's helped raise that's been nothing but good to them? She knows who they are now. And I actually thought that was really interesting. But in terms of Beerus and Goku and Black Frieza and Vegeta and all that stuff, I really think what's happening here is I think Beerus and Goku's relationship is reaching a tipping point. If you'll notice, Beerus is acting so much... In Dragon Ball Superhero, that is the most chill we have ever seen Beerus throughout the entire series. His character has evolved way more than people like to think, and we'll probably see, since this is leading up to Dragon Ball Superhero, we'll probably see Goku and Beerus go through, or we'll probably see something happen between Goku and Beerus to cause him to be that relaxed going into Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah, because he's asleep.
I think that is. Well, yeah, that's true, but also like just the way he's acting towards everyone is just entirely different. Like he hired that guy to be his cook. He wanted to keep Chilai around. He even offered to feed Broly.
Right.
And that's crazy. He's never acted like that before. So it really seems like Goku's like effect on Beerus is reaching a tipping point, and it also seems like...
Where do you think that's going though?
Well, I think that Beerus is probably going to go from being a destroyer to being someone who practices Ultra Instinct. I think that ultimately will probably be the...
Why do you feel that way? I'm curious.
Because
I wasn't expecting that.
Because Beerus has been working on it. He's already made more progress than the rest of the Gods of Destruction. And I think it's going to be a thing where he's forced to work on it in order to keep up with Goku. I think whenever Goku surpasses his destroyer technique with his Ultra Instinct, in order for Beerus to be able to catch up to Goku, he's going to be forced to work on his Ultra Instinct, and that is going to be a reflection of the effect that Goku had on Beerus in terms of his personality and their time together. I think Beerus working on Ultra Instinct because he wants to is going to be like a big indicator of the effect that Goku had on Beerus, and I think that's where their relationship is heading, is Goku essentially leading Beerus towards the other version of what the series like treats as enlightenment. Like I think that's essentially where this is going.
But I think they've been on that path for a while though.
Yeah, I agree. But with Vegeta and Frieza, and me and Danny are probably going to do a video about this soon. I really do think, just based on all the evidence and based on some stuff from Journey to the West, that Vegeta is going to end up being the one to erase Frieza.
Oh, I think so too. I did a whole video on that, and I think the one that you and I are going to do is going to be a bit more in depth on that. I did a short on it.
I think the struggle going forward for Goku and Vegeta, in terms of Black Frieza, is that Goku sees like the potential that Frieza has. Like Frieza right now, the reason he doesn't seem as evil, Frieza is still the same cold, heartless, evil person
He's
that
just
he's always
smarter
been.
now. He's just smarter.
Well, he's practicing martial arts. He's essentially doing what
Training.
Goku does
He's
to
training.
tame his own nature. Yeah, well, he's basically taming his nature with martial arts, just like Goku. But Frieza is much more evil by nature. It's the best of both worlds essentially. But I think Vegeta and Goku are going to serve as trials for Frieza to maintain this this new um I guess you could call it devotion he has to martial arts. Because what happened with the Granolah arc was Goku and Vegeta faced Granolah until Granola's true nature was revealed. Like Granolah was selfish at the beginning of the arc, and then by the end of the arc, his true nature was revealed as a result of dealing with Goku and Vegeta. And I think that's what's going to happen with Frieza. I think Frieza is on the way to being like an unstoppable force, and the only way they can take him out essentially is to basically uh, force him to stop practicing martial arts and accept and like embrace his evil nature, so that way they can take him down. Because I think as long as
he's also arrogant as hell too. That
yeah,
always
I think
costs
as
him.
long as Frieza is practicing martial arts, I think he's going to be ridiculously unstoppable. And I think the only way that they can take him down is for Vegeta to master Ultra Ego, and for them to force Frieza to basically abandon these new martial arts principles that he's picked up. Because if they don't force him to do that, I feel like Frieza is just going to, the balance of the universe is just going to be in his favor throughout the rest of the series.
Critical, hold on, critical in the chat. Don't just block any statement. Like, the only people you got to be booting out of here or muting is people who are being straight up rude. And right now, nobody that I can see is really being rude. So that was earlier. I guess those people, those snowflakes fucking left, which is good. Just don't like time out anybody unless they're like super fucking like actually being a dick. And so right now, people are just having conversation. So we try to have a positive atmosphere here. It's a positive atmosphere. Like, and I'm not saying we can't like criticize Dragon Ball. We should criticize Dragon Ball, but it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? But not a big deal. But yeah, no, but I want to real quick get to the super chat here. Hold on. Where is it? Because it actually has to do with this. Wait, where is it? Okay, well, first of all, let me get these three out of the way. So, Son Goku says, people getting mad at Mai hasn't seen Roshi and Bulma. Yeah, but Roshi and Bulma was like one or two jokes here and there. This Mai thing's going on after arc, after arc, after arc. That's why I'm just kind of tired of it. Dragon Slayer, this is not a Dragon Ball related, but have you seen all of Dragon Quest Dai? If you have, can you do a review vid for the entire series? I have not seen it all yet. I've heard nothing but good things, and I should see it all. There's a lot of things going on here. Mystic Zero, thank you for your comment, bro. Jordan, I think Jordan's definitely on point when it comes to Beerus. What I'm excited about more than any of the Goten Trunks things is when they go get Broly. I want to see the conversation between Goku and Broly, or Whis and Broly, or whatever, and convince them to say, hey, Frieza just took the heaters. He's recruiting. He might come for you. Come with us instead.
Speaking of Broly, this is something you might be interested in doing a video about too, but I think Bardock's teachings from the Granolah arc are going to extend to Broly.
I don't know if I want to get any more Bardock videos out, bro, because, oh my, don't even get me. Why'd you say that? That's a triggering word to me now, bro. Bardock, bro.
Hey,
no more Bardock. Anyways, Rari2XX, listen, bro, I'm saying this once. Vegeta needs this W. The Vegeta Black Frieza segment has to be foreshadowing Vegeta defeating him. I'm calling it. Yeah, I mean, that's what Jordan's talking about. I did a short weeks ago, I think it was weeks ago, about how Vegeta should kill Frieza. The fact that Vegeta's son, Trunks, and Goku have kills over Frieza and not Vegeta. Not only should Vegeta be the one to kill Frieza, he should Hakai him so he can't come back. Remember in Resurrection F, at the end of Resurrection F, when he had his hand out, remember how he had his hand out and was like, no more resurrections, right? He needs to do that shit again, but actually erase Frieza from existence. Because remember, when you get Hakai'd, you are gone. You are not a ghost. You're gone. So I think that that should happen. I think Vegeta should Hakai. Not yet, though. I'm not saying it's going to happen yet. I'm talking about down the road. Down the road, I think it could happen. Let me go ahead and actually get a poll up here. Should Vegeta... Hold on, let me ask... I'm going to ask y'all. Hakai Frieza at the end. This is not about right now. This is a few story arcs down the road. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys. Go ahead and vote for me there in the chat. Do you think Vegeta should be the one to Hakai Frieza, or should it be somebody else down the road? Please let me know what you think. And I think that Vegeta is the only one that could do it, bro. You and I are gonna do a video on that. I agree with you, Rari2XX. Merry Christmas, Joe Estrada. Do you think Frieza will recruit have strong allies like you mentioned at the end of the Broly movie? And if so, who? Frost, U9, tired of fodder soldiers. I don't know who, but he's already got the Heater Gang. I think that's one. Maybe we'll see more. I don't know.
I think the Black Frieza arc is essentially going to be an anti-Granolah arc.
I think it should be later, though. I don't want to see that until later. But go ahead.
I think it's going to be like the Granolah arc, where they're like, yin and yang. They're facing, like, Frieza has to face Goku and Vegeta over and over again. And then at the very end, Frieza is going to screw up. He's going to make a decision based on who he actually is inside, and that is going to cost him his life. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be the exact opposite of Granolah, where Granolah makes a decision, that's in character of him.
And Vegeta is not strong enough to beat Frieza now.
Yeah, and I think by the end of the Black Frieza arc, whenever he finally does take out Frieza, that's going to be him mastering being able to think about nothing but destruction. I think he's going to master it against Frieza.
Got the Blama plays says, do you think Vegeta should be the one to take out Frieza? Yeah, so I guess he sent that in before we started talking about it. But yes, that's the guy to eventually... This is all foreshadowing. That's the guy to eventually take out Frieza at some point in the future. Again, I don't think it'll be yet. Now, Justin Sullivan says, okay, if it looks like I got another one, would you ever do a top 10 Dragon Ball storylines video in the future? No, this isn't Watch Mojo, it's just a question. It depends on what you mean by top 10 Dragon Ball storylines. Do you mean like top 10 favorite arcs? Because I think I did do a tier list video for the arcs. I think I did. If not, maybe I will do that. It's currently not an idea that I have, but I would probably need you to elaborate a little bit more about what exactly you mean by storylines. I'm guessing you mean story arc, but there you go. We're at 700 fucking people, bro. Leave a like. Go ahead.
Can you imagine if Vegeta Hakai's Frieza and Frieza has conquered Universe 6 and Universe 7, and they had the Super Dragon Balls waiting on tap for whenever Vegeta races him? they just wish Frieza back.
That would be like hilarious, dude.
Oh my god, bro.
That would be hilarious. That's funny.
Oh, it pissed people off, but it would be funny.
Yes. Lazy Genius, that's Isaiah. Hey, Danny, keep up the grind. Don't worry about the snowflakes. Nah, they're already gone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks for the top quality videos this year. Oh, yeah, and Androids Explains coming out Saturday, yo. Y'all need to watch that video, dude. Watch and spread that video out because no one's ever done a video like that, and no one probably will. Ant-Man. I can't wait to see your movie in February, Ant-Man. What if Vegeta kills or Hakai's Frieza by narrowly saving Beerus? I think he means if Frieza's about to kill Beerus and Vegeta saves him. That'd be awesome, dude. Then Beerus could be like, you finally have made it to my level. That'd be awesome, yo.
That would be amazing. Yeah, I would really love that.
Julius Irvin says, so would you prefer My Date Yamcha? Sure. They're closer to the same age, I guess. Justin Sullivan says, I mean story arcs. Yeah, what I'll do, Justin, is I'll probably do like a tier list. Or maybe someday I will do a top 10 favorite story arcs. That's not a bad idea, actually. That's a pretty good idea. I don't think I've done that one yet. But at the same time, I don't even know where we're going in the future. So who knows?
Right.
Real quick, Jordan, let me bring in Gaming Hub UK because he's been waiting for a while here. Hey, Gaming Hub UK, are you there?
Yes.
All right. You gotta turn me down. He left. What? Hold on. Hey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, just letting you know that Discord does weird things sometimes. I guess it puts you back in the other room. But make sure you turn down the stream because you'll hear me like echoing in the background.
Switched it off right now.
Huh?
I've actually switched off the stream.
All right,
It's
and turn yourself up a little tiny bit. You sound okay, but not like perfect. I'll try to turn you up here on Discord just a little bit.
right. Is this
Okay,
okay?
huh?
Am I sounding better?
Yes, you are. You sound way better. You sound way better. So, first of all,
Yes.
welcome. I know you're a frequent viewer of the Twitch and the YouTube. So you're live with me now on the channel.
Yeah. It's an honor.
No, thank you. The pleasure is all mine. See, guys, I can be nice sometimes. Just don't be stupid. No. First of all, what do you think about this chapter?
Well, for me personally, I sort of like that they have now stepped down from the constant action that they had been putting on from Moro to Granolah. So I think in a way it's like a sort of a breather for fans to, now enjoy a small mini arc where they can have fun. It's a little bit of drama that
Slice
leads
of
up to.
life.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
No, it is.
And yeah. And I think this transition is good because in a way we get to know more about Hedo and then why I would, sort of sympathize with him later in the film. So I think, in a way I like this chapter. Now, coming back to some of the things from the previous one, like Black Frieza, and, what I had thought about him was when he showed up, at first I was like, it was expected, but then, him pulling up a form and then, saying that I have trained for 10 years and I, have prepared myself just shows that how far he has gone as a
Yeah,
character where,
he's beyond everyone now.
yeah. And plus,
He's
now,
practicing. He's practicing what Goku, has been
Yeah.
practicing his whole
He's
life.
been trying to tell him, bro,
Yes.
like, hey, you got potential. The problem is he's gonna use it for the wrong reasons. That's the
it's
issue.
like,
Yep.
it's like Frieza never gave a crap about training or all that in his earlier stages. But now that, after all that defeat, he has now begun to scratch his potential, like go more deeper as a, character. Like, he wants to evolve more. So I think now he's doing that and that all the other characters are like scared. So I think that's what it is. And I like that aspect of Frieza as, he has evolved although for wrong reasons, but at least I like his development.
Right, and I do too. I think I saw some people in the chat saying they're tired of Frieza, and I do understand that. But what you have to realize is when he's not in the story, Frieza only appears and then leaves. Like he was in the TOP, he was in the Broly movie, but he wasn't the primary antagonist. He was the villain, but not the primary antagonist. And then he wasn't really in the Granolah arc or the Moro arc.
Yeah.
He was in at the end of the Granolah arc. So I think that I think that what they're doing, is they're purposely leaving him off. Like they're not making him the centerpiece villain. They're purposely bringing him in and out to eventually lead to a battle later. There's no question that Toriyama has plans. I've talked about this before. Obviously, he doesn't have plans like scriptly written out, but he's definitely got a plan for Broly and for Frieza and for Gohan because these guys getting new forms. Orange Piccolo, Gohan Beast, Ultra Ego, Black Frieza. It's kind of getting stupid, right? But I think they're doing it on purpose because they're going to prepare something big later on. We have a lot of super chats coming in, bro. What were you gonna say?
Yeah,
Gaming. What do I call you, by the way? Gaming. Hubook is what I want to call you, but what do I actually call you?
I mean, I'm honestly, I'm totally okay with whatever you call me, but my real name is Ashwat. That's easy.
Auschwitz, bro, at the concentration
No,
camp.
no. Ashwat.
Ashwat. Did I say
Yes.
that right?
Yeah. Perfect.
Ashvat. It'll be a little bit to get used to it, bro. Okay, real quick, Ashvat. Let me get these questions here. Brian Bernardi says, when and if Vegeta Hakai's Frieza, is it as the finisher to the finisher of the fight, or in hell after he's killed by Goku? No, I don't want Goku to kill Frieza again. I'm talking about, I think Vegeta will Hakai Frieza, and that'll be the end of Frieza, but I don't think that's going to be anytime soon, man. Like, we're thinking 4, 5, 6 arcs down the road. If I was writing this, that would be way down the road, because they have a lot of other things to deal with beforehand. So, what do you think?
I mean, personally, I think that while I do want Vegeta to win, but it's now come to a point where Frieza is like a more group thing now than somebody just single-handedly beating him. And plus, I feel like it's right now too early for Vegeta to get that W because now he has Ultra Ego and now he's still trying to understand its concepts. So,
Yeah.
eventually, if they be like, okay, Frieza is now a threat, and then I would be like, okay,
By the way, can I just
Vegeta
call
can-
you? Can I just call you Ash because people in the chat are basically just calling you Ash? Is that better?
Yeah, that actually works. Yeah, that I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Oh, I was just curious because Ash is retiring from Pokemon now, and that's a big
Yeah.
story, y'all. Like I don't know if y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people in the chat understand this. I'm not the biggest fan of the Pokemon anime, but the fact that that character's retiring after 25 years, that's a huge story, dude. That's one of the biggest stories in anime of the year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I am sad, but it had to happen eventually.
Oh, it should have happened years ago, dude. I think.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
go ahead.
sorry for cutting in, but
No, it's fine,
I like-
fine. Then I'm gonna get this question, but go ahead. We got a lot more came in. I didn't even realize it. Go ahead.
So, in a way, at least now I find that like with Goten and Trunks now, I'll move to them. In a way, I did find it a bit silly that Trunks is scared, and I can understand the hate. But for me, I'll say it's like a teenager sort of has changes where what they found funny once is now scary to them. Like for me, I as a kid used to get scared of horror movies, but then now I find them funny. So I think
Oh,
that's
they're
what's
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, it's just Ghost. If he's gonna be afraid of something, I don't think
That
Ghost
teaches
is
them.
it. I think I honestly feel like that's played up for laughs. I think people really misunderstand my opinion on this because people. What I find weird about people in this community is they'll sit there and they'll say that I take Dragon Ball too seriously when they're the ones that take it too seriously because I'm obviously like I don't give a shit if Trunks is afraid of Ghosts. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I mean-
criticize it, but it's not gonna ruin my day, bro. Like I have so many
Right.
positive. Like people are so emotionally tethered to this show, bro. Like
And
to this-
everybody's got their own preferences too, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Except for liking the dub more than the sub. There's something wrong with that.
You
but-
enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, but then don't overanalyze it to the point where it just becomes plain stupid. Where it's
The only thing I really hated, like big time, was that Bardock wish. But even I got over that, bro. We move on from
Yeah,
that. Me and Jordan did videos on it. Even though I
Yes, yes.
disagreed with Jordan as far as like whether it's a good idea or not a good idea, I still recognize what they were going for. It's just not something I just don't like that. Like I don't like Bardock being overly used anymore. I think from now on, I don't think there should be any more Bardock stories unless it's a side story when he was younger. I think Bardock should be retired when it comes to Dragon Ball, in my opinion.
right. I think that's what I also feel like they should do.
I think he is, and just to clarify what I was saying earlier, I don't think Bardock's coming back. I just think Goku's going to take what he learned from that arc and use it to teach Broly.
Well, yeah, it's interesting with how it affects Goku. That's interesting. I just don't care to see him again. Raymond Torres says, do you think Frieza has another form after Black? He's got to because he's smarter than showing the Force when he knows they can get stronger. I didn't think he had another form after Gold. I think Black Frieza took us all by surprise. I mean, I can't speak for any of you guys, but when that leak came out of Black Frieza, I was like, really? Like, it just came out of nowhere. Like, what the hell? By the way, leave a like if you're in the stream right now, yo, so we can spread the word out about the stream. We're talking about Dragon Ball here. So Black Frieza came out of nowhere. The reality is, if Black Frieza has another form, it's possible, but they're clearly writing this as they go along. Like, I don't believe for 1 second that Toriyama back in 2015 when Resurrection F came out, that he thought for 1 second Frieza would have another form. I don't see that. I doubt that. I don't think it's the case. I think that they kind of in a lazy way came up with a way to advance Frieza beyond Goku and Vegeta to build him up for later. It was a little bit lazy, but at the same time, I would have preferred a different method. At the same time, though, I know what they're doing. So, could Frieza have another form? Yes, it could be a thing where later on in like 2 or 3 arcs, we found another new form. I mean, that's just, we didn't even think Gohan had anything after Ultimate. Like, there's always new forms. There's always new forms in modern Dragon Ball. I think there's way too many transformations, in my opinion. I want them to scale it back, honestly. But once again, that's my opinion, and they know that transformations make money because you can put them on toys and things like that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, even I never knew like Frieza could go beyond the evolution of gold because of how he perfected it.
Right? Yeah,
And,
true golden Frieza.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, it's like having Super Saiyan 2. You never expected it to have Super Saiyan 3, but that's just how I think Dragon Ball works. It's just like a growing power scale every.
Yep. And it's getting ridiculous now, bro. Because now it's like insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, whenever that tournament of power happens, I'm just waiting to at least see from what Jiren has done from his time we saw him to what he's doing now. I think like it's just that they should right now just chill on the transformations part, at least for now. But other than that, I think this arc is going to be fun, and I can't wait to see what's to come more.
I'm more excited about the Dr. Hedo stuff than I am even the Goten stuff, or Trunks stuff like that. I'm more into
I also
that.
want to see what he does with. I think after Alpha comes Beta. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm ready to see like what he does with those androids, and then how did they lose, or because I know for a fact they were not so strong like the.
You talking about Alpha 12 or whatever? Is that what you're referring to? Like the zombie ones? Yeah, he's just like testing stuff out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it leads up to Gammas. So I think it's a whole process. So I think while they were not so strong villains, because it's a small arc.
I agree with you, J Script.
Yeah.
Let me get the super chat from Jay. He got 2 of them. Do you think that Trunks and Goten should join the Galactic Patrol? They can get more powerful fighting off Earth. I would like to see that. Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. I don't know if they will, but I would like to. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I'd like to see it too, for sure.
Jay Script then asked, what type of enemy do you want to see besides Frieza? Somebody new. Moro was a great villain, real despicable type of guy. We need more of that in the future. I've been saying this until I'm blue in the face. I want something new. Cell, Max, Frieza, Broly. Okay, give me something new. Moro was new. Even Goku Black was kind of new, but not really. It's just an evil Goku. Like, I want a new threat. Something from the demon realm, an evil angel, something that's really serious above all this nostalgia bait. That's my opinion, though, and it is what it is. Thank you so much for your generosity. Also, I want to thank everybody in the chat for 2 reasons. 3 reasons. 1, being generous. 2, being cool and part of the community. And 3, and most importantly, not being snowflakes. I love you guys, and I hope that your 2023 is amazing. And I hope you stick around with me, because I have a lot of great videos coming out in 2023 that we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. Alex Martinez says, back on DBZ when old Kai gave Goku his life, did the Kai's long life expectancy go to Goku as well? That's never been stated, so I cannot give you a straight answer on that. It's possible, but it's never actually been stated. So, my opinion, maybe. I don't think so, though. Wukong says, here, one of your people, Jordan, do you think Beast Gohan's new form is related to the power of Kai's or just another Saiyan mutation? I have a transformation guide coming out about that. I'll go into more detail. I do think it's a Saiyan mutation, but I think it's more so for Gohan. I don't think we're going to see Beast Goku or Beast Vegeta. I think Beast Gohan, like Jordan has said in the past, is basically something that comes with this hybrid primal instinct. It's more of a primal thing than it being a godly thing. What do you think about that, Jordan?
Yeah, but I also do think the ritual had something to do with it as well, because there was a hint at the beast form, which I think they went back and look. Okay, I don't think it's a purposeful hint at the beast form, but if you look at the actual transformation for Gohan Beast, and then you go back and you look at the scene where Gohan gets mad as the old Kai is doing the ritual on him, the aura and everything matches what they went for Gohan Beast. And the old Kai stated himself that, in order for Gohan to tap into his power, he needed to essentially do it the same way he did it as the same thing as Super Saiyan, which is essentially a prolonged form of rage. So the ritual itself has always been designed to take advantage of what Gohan specifically uses to tap into his potential, and that is his rage. So I think Gohan Beast and that whole film is actually, people like to say that it's a reference to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but I think it's
meant
actually
to be an Easter egg to it.
I think it's actually meant to be a reference to everything that Gohan has ever been through.
Right.
Because the first time that Gohan ever had like a huge, like a prolonged rage boost was whenever Piccolo died. And what activated Beast? Him seeing Piccolo almost die.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about against Nappa?
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Against Nappa. That was the first time he ever had a prolonged boost. Not like whenever he saw Goku, because when he saw Goku, it was instantaneous.
The Raditz thing, you mean?
Yeah, whenever he saw Goku hurt, it was just instantaneous. He didn't retain any of that power. But whenever he saw Piccolo get hurt, that was the first time we had ever seen Gohan fight, like, for real, like an actual, like, warrior. And so, I think that whole thing with Gohan Beast is a love letter to everything that Gohan had been through, not just Super Saiyan 2.
I agree with you. Yeah, we have. I do have that transformation guide in the works. I haven't actually started working on it. I was gonna put it out at the end of the year, but I think I might wait until. I may wait until Super Bowl Sunday, which is early February. Or I'm sorry, Super Bowl Saturday. It's gonna be a dope video, man. I promise you that, and I promise you that the Cell video. Man, y'all ain't ready for that one, bro. Like, nobody in this fucking community is ready for that Cell video or the Androids video. Listen, bro, I'm just say this. Ultra Ego Geekdom. When that Android video and that Cell video comes out, bro, if you don't think that I'm the greatest Dragon Ball YouTuber of all time, there's something wrong with you. Yes, it's ego. No, it's the truth, bro, because I have almost never done that much research for a video until those two, bro. The Androids video, I'm going over every single Android from 1 all the way to 21 in the Gammas. And the Cell video, we're going into really explicit detail on how Cell's body works, which no one's ever really talked about, using real science as well as, of course, Dragon Ball pseudoscience. So I really think y'all would like that, and I'm really, really pumped to put it out because it's gonna be a fun time. I promise you that. Real quick. Joseph Lipkin. Off topic, Danny, have you seen the new Souls-like game called Black Myth Wukong? You should blind react to the trailer. Well, considering that Jordan is in my Discord server and I talk to him almost every day at this point, we're practically married at this point, bro. He's married to 2 people, bro, like a Muslim. Basically, bro, I have heard of the new Wukong game, but I haven't played it yet. So...
yeah, I'm hyped for that game, bro.
Anytime there's a Wukong game. By the way, y'all, in fact, Jordan, let's tell them about this real quick. If anybody in the chat is into tactical games like Final Fantasy Tactics, if you like those kind of games, right? Like stuff like Fire Emblem, if you're into those games, look up a game on PlayStation 1 called Saiyuki The Journey West. It is Journey to the West. All the stuff Dragon Ball's inspired from, but it's a real-time strategy tactical game like Final Fantasy Tactics. If you need to emulate it, just go ahead and emulate it. I don't even know how. It's probably rare as shit. So go look for the ROM. It's called Saiyuki Journey West. Saiyuki Journey West. I might even play it on stream someday. You never know. And then Justin Sullivan. Thank you, Austin Carey, for your donation. Justin Sullivan. Said, Psycho Shadows, you might be right, but if that's the case, I'll do another video, so don't worry about it. Justin Sullivan says, I got an idea for a new Dragon Ball villain. How about Jeffrey Epstein? Oh, that's controversial. He would be a villain, but that is controversial. Is it on Steam? I don't know if Saiyuki Journey West is on stream, but it's, like I said, go get it, because it's good, bro. It's really good. Okay. Before we wrap up, man, any other thoughts on this chapter, yo? It was long as hell, but even though it was long, it didn't feel like much happened. It was almost like just a little side adventure, and there was not much that being built up. The Trunks and My Date, Saiyaman X1, X2, and the Dr. Hedo stuff is really all the stuff I took from it. It's long, and they might be making up for the previous 3 months of not having a chapter, but I don't think it was that great. It was fine. I had fun with it. I didn't think it was like the most amazing chapter ever, though. What did y'all think?
Well, I think if you try to look for like what they're referencing from the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it makes it more enjoyable. Like, for example, like Dr. Brief having a pet dinosaur, that is actually a reference to whenever Dr. Brief was first introduced into Dragon Ball, when they specifically tell you that he has a weak spot for animals and dinosaurs. And then you've got Dr. Brief offering to buy Pan a flying machine, like a ship,
Yeah, like a plane.
and that is because Bulma, ever since she was a little girl, could fly aircraft. So there's really cool references like that, like all throughout the chapter.
Bro,
so
this
in
guy
that
in the chat
way-
said, isn't Roshi basically Epstein? No, he's not. No, he is not, bro. Anyways, go ahead, Jordan. No, they're not even close. Go ahead, Jordan.
And then another cool one was Dr. Brief's commenting on how more kids are learning to fly nowadays. Eventually, on Dragon Ball Online, everybody learns to fly. So
Yep.
there's cool nods at like different
Easter
sections
eggs.
of Dragon Ball. Yeah, and in that way, it's like a Where's Waldo. You know, like if you want to like catch the references, just kind of get an idea.
Even
of,
just Trunks on his bike is like Gohan on his bike from the We Got a Power intro. There's a ton, bro. There's a ton. Nicholas Henry says, "Is Orange Piccolo the true Super Namekian power of Legend?" I think so. I could be wrong. Obviously, we don't know too much, but I think that Orange Piccolo is the true Super Namekian power. I think.
Right.
And I think we may see more Namekians like that in the future. If they ever go to Namek on Universe 6, or if they ever do something like that where they make the Namekians the focus of the story, I do think we might see more of those. But at the same time, who knows, man? Calvin Rump says, when you... Hold on, we'll get to your opinion in a minute. He said, when you said Toei's making those Super Saiyan forms for toys, I think Gogeta couldn't beat Broly with Super Saiyan 2, which is equal to Beast Gohan. Huh?
Weird.
I don't understand the question. Are you saying that Super Saiyan 2 is equal to Beast Gohan? Because that's not at all. I mean, that's... I mean, the way the forms came about are similar purposely. They came about. I think they did that purposely, but this is a whole different thing. So, Gaming Hub or Ash, whatever. What did you think about the chapter? Oh, and anything that you want to discuss that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, I'll first talk about the chapter, then the other things. So I think, as Mr. Jordan said, and as you said, I think this is a nice, small story with nice references to Dragon Ball, and that it's just made for having fun rather than all the heavy action that we always get. So I think in a way, it's just a nice small breather, and I have enjoyed it so far with all the Easter eggs and your videos that you've put out. And again, I feel like in a way, it's just for me, I like enjoy any arc, and this is no different. And
This just started, so we can't really judge the entire thing.
yes,
yet.
yes.
Yeah.
And plus, this might be like a very long one as well, as you said. So again, I'm still waiting for more, so I won't say anything more critical than what I'm saying right now. And I'll just keep more tabs in the future as per you guys upload. And that's pretty much of my thoughts on the chapter. I don't want anything real action heavy or like any plot changing, at least until the end when we are transitioning into something
Right,
new.
into the movie, basically.
Yes,
I do want to see a little bit more of Magenta. I would like to see that, but the most interesting thing is how they recruit Broly. That's the only thing I'm really interested in, is how they recruit Broly.
Yes.
Also,
I think
Ira Johnson, I don't think that was a dumb question that Calvin asked. I just didn't really understand what he meant, because he may have meant something totally different. Sometimes people type, it's hard to figure out, what they're actually saying. Go ahead. What were you saying, bro?
oh god, I think
I don't.
But
Is he saying that Gogeta Super Saiyan 2 is equal to Gohan Beast? 'Cause I don't think that's the case either, bro. I think Gohan Beast. I think Gohan Beast may actually be more powerful than Gogeta. I did a video on it. Did I do a video on it with Seth? Yeah, with Seth, and we talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, Gogeta and his Super Saiyan was like still fighting on par, though he got his own fair share of hits. And when he went blue, he was like, that invincible guy. So I don't think Super Saiyan 2 would make any difference against Broly.
No, I
And
think what he means is that Gohan Beast is equal to Gogeta SS2, and I don't think so. I think Gohan Beast is stronger than. I think Gohan Beast is more powerful than Blue Gogeta.
I think I don't understand why people have such a huge issue with it, because I mean it's literally
It happens all the time in Dragon Ball.
Well, it's Gohan. Look, Gohan took 2 Universe 6 Saiyans who were higher evolved versions of Saiyans who fused together, and one of them was a mutant. Kel was a mutant. They fused together with the Patara, and Gohan took them on with his
in
ultimate
the manga.
form.
That's only in the manga, though. Let's clarify that was only in the manga.
Right. Well, yeah, in the manga. Like, Gohan has been hinted at to be this crazy freak of nature since the very beginning of the series. I just don't understand how it's that hard to believe that, once this guy reaches the pinnacle of his evolution, that he's going to be ridiculously powerful. I mean,
do you think that Gohan's power-ups are lazy? I want to ask the chat. Actually, wait, let me catch up real quick. Okay, so should Vegeta Hakai Frieza at the end? 85% say yes, 15% say no. So I'm going to go ahead and ask that next question now. Hold on. Let me see if I can ask the chat. I'm going to ask them what I'm going to ask you as well. We're going to talk about it once this damn thing works. Okay, start a poll. How do I kill the first poll? Hold on. Oh, God, I'm going to get some lag here, y'all. I can't make another poll? Hold on. How do I close end poll? Okay, that poll is done. Let me see. I'm trying to give me a minute, y'all. 85-14 is what we got. Let me start a new poll. All right, the new poll is Gohan's new form lazy writing? Now, again, if you think it is, cool. If you don't think it is, that's fine. Do you think Gohan's beast form is lazy writing, Jordan? And then first let me ask Ash, then Jordan. Do you think it's lazy writing?
No, I don't think so, because in a way it's just his own way of evolution. And
I just want to say, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. I'm talking about just if you think it's lazy. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I don't think it's lazy at all, because eventually it had to come to a point where he would break to his limit, and the way Beast comes to him naturally, I don't see anything remotely weird about it, because here's the thing: Dragon Ball has this growing power scale, and Gohan from the beginning has this crazy potential in him.
Yeah,
and
the potential.
Yes, and as per numerous discussions, and obviously now this beast form, it's like a unique thing to him, like how Piccolo got his orange Piccolo. That's unique to him. So I feel like it's not lazy writing. This is just something that represents him more in a way. It's not like lazy in terms of storytelling or anything like that. Like for me, I feel it's like a great introduction, at least of what Gohan is capable of when he is pushed to that extent.
Right.
That
I think it's just. I mean, I'll talk about it in the video more. I think it's just Gohan having his potential unleashed by the Supreme Kai, the old Kai, Rule Kaioshin, and the ritual. I think that's one step, and I think that plus rage is the second step. Do I think Gohan could have achieved Beast as a kid? I don't think so. I think I think there had to have been some kind of divine intervention there. I'm not saying that I think Beast is a god form. I think Beast is the only way for Gohan to break his limits past Ultimate.
Well, people tend to forget that the old Kai specified that he could take people's potential beyond their normal limits.
Yeah.
Not to their maximum limits, but beyond their normal limits.
Yeah, basically beyond, like overdrive, beyond the max.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in terms of Beast Gohan being lazy writing, I think Beast Gohan being placed in a film that focuses very little on exposition makes it seem as though it's lazy writing. But I think if you actually go back and read the Dragon Ball Z manga from the very beginning
Dragon
of
Ball
Gohan's
manga.
journey.
The Dragon Ball manga.
Yeah, Dragon Ball. Well, you know, people are going to go look for Dragon Ball.
Well, if you're talking about just from the Z portion, I understand.
Yeah, just from Gohan on. If you just go back and you look at Gohan's growth, his relationship with Piccolo, this has been built up to for
Remember to
ages.
vote.
Okay, like this is not like the superhero movie doesn't give you a lot of exposition,
But
because
it's the same thing as the Cell Saga, though, Jordan.
They treat it as the end to Piccolo and Gohan's journey together. That's what the whole thing with superhero is.
That I agree with, but they're gonna stay homies, so it's not the end of the characters.
Piccolo told Gohan years ago when he was a child that eventually he was going to make him the most powerful, dangerous being on planet Earth. And, you know, Piccolo never would have been put in a position to get his new transformation if he wasn't willing to protect the Earth, which is a result of the effect that Gohan had on Piccolo. Piccolo's actions in that movie are the result of Gohan's
friendship.
On him.
Yeah, he even says in Dragon Ball Z when you're Gohan, you were the first person when they're fighting Cell. He says, Gohan, you were the first person to talk to me like an actual person. So
that's right. And Gohan's actions, which is directly shown to us in the film itself, are the result of Piccolo's influence on him. Right. So it's, you know, the whole film is just playing on the influence that Piccolo and Gohan have on each other. Do I find that lazy?
Maybe we should do a video on Piccolo and Gohan together.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, I said, you know what? Let's write that one down. We're gonna do we're gonna do a Saiyuki on Frieza and Vegeta, and then we'll do one on Piccolo and Gohan. It doesn't have to be totally about Journey to the West, but we could put some stuff in there. Nicholas Henry, hey Geekdom, do you believe Beast Gohan surpassed Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta? Yes, that's been confirmed by Toriyama. Yes. Chrono Saturn says, hey Geekdom, I was able to buy Saiyuki on my Vita. That's great. You could have pirated it, but I appreciate you supporting that company, so that's good. Austin Carey, Frieza beats Evil Angels and turns on Z Fighters. Well, we don't even have any Evil Angels yet, so maybe if they introduce them. Lee, Saxophone Beast. Don't think it's lazy writing. We never saw Gohan actually get angry after potential was unlocked, and I believe Beast is the true ultimate form. That's a great theory. That's a great theory. I'll talk about that in the video. Double A says, hopefully they show Gohan learning the special beam cannon in the manga. I don't want to see that. That's something that people have suggested, and I don't want to see it. Let me tell you why. If you show Gohan training for the special beam cannon, the mechanical Sapo, it takes away from the moment at the end of the movie when he does it. You don't want to take away from that moment. You don't want to. Later on, he can tell Piccolo, yes, I did train. After he does it on Cell Max, they can show a flashback. But if you show him training before he actually kills Cell Max, it takes away the surprise of Gohan using the move that his mentor invented. You want to keep that surprise, man, that punch. Because I guarantee you, if you went into Dragon Ball Superhero not knowing a fucking thing, you would have never guessed that Gohan would have done that. Because I was doing streams, and a lot of us, you guys, me, we're talking about a father-daughter Kamehameha, you know, shit like that. Nobody predicted Gohan would do the special beam cannon, the Mechanical Sapo, and he did it. So I think that should be saved for the end of that arc. Dree Beach, Dree Duper Dolo. I feel like Gohan is an actual hybrid being born with a tail. Well, I mean, he is an actual hybrid. You don't have to feel like it. That's literally what he is. Before Goku transformed into SSJ, Goten and Trunks are subspecies of Saiyan, being that they were born after the SSJ transformation was obtained. Difficult to say. That's a fan theory. It's not a bad theory. I don't think it's a bad one, but it is a fan theory. I think the S cells is kind of Toriyama's explanation for why they're stronger as hybrids. I don't know. By the way, that poll is really, really close, dude. So I asked, is Gohan's new form lazy writing? We got 242 votes. 53% say yes, 54% say yes, 47% say no. So it's pretty close. I mean, most say yes, some say no. I think, Jordan, I think you're right about the Piccolo-Gohan relationship climaxing. Pause. Yeah. But I still think the form kind of came out of nowhere. At the same time, though, when you're doing movies, you don't have time to properly build things up like SS2 in the manga. It's just not the same.
Well, yeah, but I think they do that with every transformation. I think every transformation is something that they didn't think of, and they
Of
just
course.
play on.
I mean, we
Yeah,
never
they
saw
just play
Goku
on
learn
stuff
Super
that's happened in
Saiyan
the past.
3. We never saw Goku learn Super Saiyan 3. We never saw it.
Right. I think if you're going to apply that to Beast, you really got to sit and consider that it's that way with every single transformation. I mean, Ultra Instinct does a great job playing on all of Goku's training, everything that he's ever been through. Same with Ultra Ego and Vegeta. But guess what? They came with those forms recently. Those are not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just they're doing the same thing with Gohan that they did with Goku and Vegeta. They went and they looked at his past and they took everything they possibly could from it and they created a cool new form out of it, you know?
Yep. Yep. No argument there. Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining me here on this holiday stream. I hope y'all are having a good one. I appreciate y'all as always. I appreciate you and thank you for the 8 years of support, even if you've only been here less than that. It means a lot to me. I do this for you. Okay, I do these things for you. And we're almost at 2 hours, so... and I'm getting tired, but I really do appreciate it, yo. Any final thoughts, y'all, before we close out?
No, I'm good. Just watch Dragon Ball X Saiyuki.
Yes, watch that Goku versus Gohan video that me and Jordan did. I'm really proud of it, as it was definitely one of our best. I think so. It's my favorite Saiyuki so far. So do that. Anyways, y'all, I'm out. Take care. And please take care of yourself. Drive safely. Don't be an idiot this holiday season. I know people are very depressed because, you know, as people get depressed around this time and people, you know, are lonely. I get it. Don't do anything crazy, man. There's a lot of good stuff to live for. Trust me. And I want each and every, even the snowflakes, I want each and every one of you to have a good holiday. And I'll be back probably on Twitch at some point in the future. So I hope we go there. And I'll be back here, of course, Saturday for Androids Explained. See you then.